Hi to all. Today's topic is also related to the capacitors. Now our topic is effect of dielectric on various factors of parallel plate capacitor. Okay, effect of dielectric on various factors of parallel plate capacitor, that we are going to discuss. I will explain. And for example, this is a capacitor. This is a capacitor and now it is charged. It is charged. Its capacitance we can take as C, and it is charged to a potential V, and the charge stored on the capacitor is Q, and electric field in between the two energy stored in the capacitor is U, and electric field between the plates of capacitor is E. Okay, and now what we are doing, this is no dielectric slab, and now the capacitor is charged to a potential V and its capacitance C. The charge stored on the capacitor is Q, energy stored is U. Okay, it is charged means on this some charge will be there, energy will be there, electric field will be there between the two plates. Now what we are doing here, we are introducing the dielectric slab. Next I am introducing the dielectric slab. Okay, now this is the capacitor whose capacitance is C, whose capacitance is C. Okay, and now I am introducing the dielectric slab in between the two plates of capacitor, right? I am introducing the dielectric slab in between the two plates of capacitor. Okay, right. You know already effect of dielectric slab on capacitance, right? Now how the remaining factors, the charge, capacitance, how they will changes. The new capacitance of this capacitor is C dash, and the new charge stored is Q dash, and the new potential is V dash, new energy stored is U dash, and new electric field is E dash. And these all things I am going to explain how they will change. Okay, and let us see. And in these two cases are there, and now here we are charging a capacitor by using a battery, right? And we can introduce the dielectric slab without disconnecting the battery. Okay, before introducing the dielectric slab, capacitor can be charged to certain potential by using battery. I am introducing the dielectric slab without disconnecting the battery, and I may introduce the dielectric slab with disconnecting the battery. There are two cases are there. In that two cases, how these factors will changes. Okay, that we are going to discuss, right? And first of all, it was very simple. And the first case, let us see here. Let us draw one table for the simplification. And here the first case is that dielectric introduced without disconnecting battery, right? The first case is dielectric introduced without disconnecting battery, without disconnecting battery, without disconnecting battery. That means battery will remains. And the next case is that here the dielectric is introduced. Okay, dielectric introduced. Dielectric introduced. After, okay, dielectric introduced without disconnecting battery. Here dielectric introduced after disconnecting battery, right? Here battery is removed after disconnecting battery. Now let us see how these all factors will changes. It was very simple, right? Okay. In this case, first what we are doing, okay, I will draw the little diagram for this. In this case, the first one, here we are introducing the dielectric slab without disconnecting the battery, right? Then at that moment, before, firstly what we are doing, the capacitor can be charged to a potential. Okay, this is a capacitor, it is charged to potential V, right? And by using a battery. and the battery potential we can consider as V. Now what we are doing, okay, and now we are introducing the dielectric slab. We are introducing the dielectric slab, but here we are introducing the dielectric slab. After introducing the capacitance is C dash and the potential is V dash, and the battery potential is again V, and now, okay, we are not disconnecting the battery, okay, just we are simply placing one dielectric slab in between the two plates of capacitor. Now in this case, the first point, what happens to the potential? Okay, before placing the dielectric slab, the charge Q, potential V, energy stored U, electric field E, right? These are the factors. After introducing the dielectric slab, these are the factors. Now first, how the potential will changes, right? But the potential across the capacitor is equal to battery potential. Here battery is there. That means the potential remains constant because the battery is there. Battery is there means the potential is always equal to the battery potential. That means now the potential remains constant. Potential remains constant. Why remains constant? Potential equal to potential difference across the capacitor equal to battery potential difference. Okay, battery is always there. That's why the potential is also there. That is V is equal to V dash, or the V dash is equal to the new potential is equal to new potential on the capacitor equal to old potential, because the new potential is also equal to battery potential. Old potential is also equal to battery potential. That means potential remains constant. Potential does not changes. Right? This is the first point. Now the second point is that how the capacitance will changes, right? The new capacitance after introducing the dielectric slab. New capacitance after introducing the dielectric slab is C dash. Its formula is K epsilon naught A by D, right? Okay. And that means epsilon naught A by D is what? Before introducing the dielectric slab capacitance, that is C. C is equal to epsilon naught A by D. C dash is equal to what? K epsilon naught A by D. That means this is Kc. That means now capacitance increases by K times, right? Capacitance increases by K times. Capacitance increases by K times. Now the next factor is how potential capacitance what happens? K times, okay? Because we are introducing the dielectric slab. After introducing the formula is K epsilon naught A by D. Before introducing the C formula is here. C formula here epsilon naught A by D, right? Okay. And here the potential formula we write as V is equal to Q by C. And starting energy stored we write as U is equal to Q square by 2C. And electric field between the two plates of capacitor we write as E is equal to V by D, right? E is equal to what we write? V by D. D is the separation between the two plates of capacitor. This is before introducing the dielectric slab. After introducing the dielectric slab, E dash is equal to V dash by D. Separation does not change it, right? And the new capacitance is K epsilon naught A by D. And the new potential is V dash is equal to new charge by new capacitance. V dash is equal to Q dash by C. Energy stored we write as half CV square or Q square by 2C. But half C dash V dash square, right? Let us see here the third point. Third point is what? We are going to find out the potential. What happens to the potential? Potential is already completed, potential completed, and the capacitance completed. What happens to the charge? The new charge after introducing the dielectric slab in between the two plates of capacitor. Before introducing the charge is Q. After introducing the dielectric slab, the charge is Q dash. That Q dash is what? New charge Q dash we want. New charge equal to new capacitance into new potential, right? New capacitance C dash, new potential V dash after introducing the dielectric slab. Then C dash we know already Kc, right? And V dash is constant, that is equal to old potential, right? K into CV, new potential equal to old potential. Potential does not change because battery potential always equal to battery potential. K into CV. CV is what? CV is the old charge. Q equal to CV, right? We will write. Here Q is equal to CV, we will write. That means now CV is the old potential, old charge. Then that means what happens to the charge? Tell me. Yes, the charge also becomes K times. Charge becomes K times. The charge stored on the capacitor become K times and charge increases by K times. The next fourth point is that how the energy is stored, right? Previous energy stored is U before introducing dielectric slab. After introducing the dielectric slab, the energy stored is U dash. Then what happens to the energy stored? New energy. New energy stored is U dash. Its formula is of C dash V dash square we will use. Okay, either Q square by 2 square, Q square by 2C also we can use. New energy stored, that's well U dash. New capacitance C dash. New potential V dash. And now of what is C dash? Okay, that is Kc into V dash is what? V dash, V power 1. Okay, that we are taking as V power 1 we are taking as V dash we are taking. Okay, that we are taking as V, right? Then this we will get as V dash is V, right? C dash is Kc. C dash is Kc. We will substitute V dash, we will substitute as V. And but square is there, the square we have, right? And K into half CV square we will get, right? K into half CV square. Then half CV square is what? Starting energy stored. Half CV square, here we will write. Energy stored, starting energy stored, either we write Q square by 2C or half CV square, then no problem. Half CV square we can write or Q square by 2C we will write. There are several formulas are there for the energy stored, right? And half CV square is the initial energy stored before introducing the electric slab. That means U dash is equal to what you are getting it here. Again KU we are getting. That means energy stored is also increases by K times. Energy stored increases by K times. Increases by K times. Increase by K times. The next fifth point is that, what is our fifth point? Electric field, right? The new electric field. Electric field in between the two plates of capacitor, right? Electric field. What is the electric field? New electric field. After introducing the electric slab, electric field, what happens? New electric field equal to new potential by new separation. But potential is constant. V dash equal to V. Here we got. And D is the distance between the plates. Now, potential does not change, distance does not change, that's why electric field also does not changes. This V by D is old electric field, right? V by D is the old electric field in between the two plates of capacitor, right? Here the new electric field is E dash, right? This is E. That means electric field remains constant. E dash, electric field constant, it does not changes. Electric field remains constant. Okay, and these are the factors how they will change when we will introduce the dielectric slab without disconnecting the battery. And the same factors how they will change in this case, that is when we introduce the dielectric slab after disconnecting the battery. We can disconnect the battery, we can remove the battery, then what happens, right? And the first we will write what we are doing it here. We are charging a capacitor to a potential V, and at that moment the charge stored on the capacitor is Q. Now we are disconnecting the battery and we are introducing the dielectric slab. Then here this is the situation. Look at here, this is the firstly there is some battery, right? Now some charge stored on the capacitors, okay, capacitance C. And now what we are doing, okay, we are introducing the dielectric slab. We are introducing the dielectric slab. But here we are disconnecting the battery, right? Battery is disconnected. Remove the battery, right? And after removing the battery, what we are doing it here? No battery yet here. Now we are introducing the dielectric slab. in between the two plates. We are introducing the dielectric slab. The dielectric constant is K. Here the electric field is E, and here the capacitance is C dash, and the charge stored is Q dash, and electric field is E dash. And what happens to the charge stored and what happens to the capacitance, that all factors we have to tell. First we have to write here what is the difference between these two. Here we are introducing the dielectric slab without disconnecting the battery. Battery remains connected. But here we are introducing the dielectric slab by disconnecting the battery. We are removing the battery. Right now, what happens? The factors I will tell. First, I will tell about the charge. Initially, when the battery is there, at that moment the charge stored is Q. When after disconnecting the battery, right, the charge stored is Q dash, and after introducing the dielectric slab, here this Q dash is equal to Q. Why? The charge remains constant. The charge stored will be remains constant. Why the charge stored will be remains constant? Because here there is no battery to get the additional charge from the battery. Right? There is no battery. That's why initially how much charge stored, the same charge will be continuous after introducing the dielectric slab also. That's why here the charge remains constant. The first point we may write that the charge remains constant. In this case, the new charge, after introducing the dielectric slab, what happens to the new charge stored? Okay, right? What happens to the charge stored? The new charge stored after introducing the dielectric slab, that is Q dash is equal to Q, right? Because no battery to get the additional charge, right? The charge remains constant. The second point is that we write capacitance. What happens to the new capacitance when we introduce the dielectric slab? After introducing the dielectric slab, the capacitance formula is K epsilon naught A by D, right? This is equal to Kc. That means now the C dash is equal to Kc, means capacitance automatically increases by K times, right? Whether the battery disconnected or connected, it's not matter. When we introduce the dielectric slab, capacitance automatically it will becomes K times. Capacitance increases by K times. Capacitance increases by K times. And the third point is that how potential will changes, right? Potential. Now the new potential after introducing the dielectric slab. New potential after introducing the dielectric slab. The new potential means what we write? Potential formula is charge by capacitance formula is charge by potential. Potential formula is charge by capacitance. New potential equal to new charge by new capacitance, right? What is the new charge? Charge remains constant because no battery, no additional charge. How much charge previously stored, that much charge will continue. And the new capacitance is what? New capacitance automatically it will become K times. Now 1 by K into the remaining is what? Remaining Q by C. Q by C is the old potential before introducing the dielectric slab. The potential is V, right? That means what happens? Potential decreases, right? Potential decreases. Potential decreases. It becomes, tell me how many times? 1 by K times, right? Before introducing the potential is V, after introducing the potential is V dash, but the V dash become V by K, right? Potential is decreases. And the next point is, the fourth point is that what happens to the energy stored after introducing the dielectric slab? We are introducing the dielectric after disconnecting the battery, and the new energy stored right after introducing the battery. The energy stored is the U dash after introducing the dielectric slab. Before introducing the dielectric slab, energy stored is U, its formula is half CV square. After introducing the dielectric slab, the energy stored is U dash, its formula is half C dash V dash square, right? Now half into what happens with the C dash? Previous capacitance become K times Kc, and potential is what? Potential is this one, V by K, Right. Now we have to simplify this. Now let us see new energy stored in the capacitor. What happens? That new energy stored is U dash. U dash formula is half C dash V dash square. When you substitute the C dash formula is Kc and V dash formula is V by K, then what you are getting at here? Let us see here. U dash is equal to half C dash V dash square. C dash is Kc and V dash is V by K. When you substitute this, let us see here. What happens? Where is our world sketch? Now look at here. This is sketch. Somewhere I kept the sketch. Look at here. In the middle, the power gone. That's why I passed the lecture. And now I am continuing. And now let us simplify this. Of Kc into, this is V square by K square, right? Kc into V square by K square. And let us see here. Kc into V square by K square. This K square will cancel. Now what you will get? 1 by K into 1 by K into 1 by K into the remaining part is half CV square. Half CV square is what? Initial energy stored. Right, that means what happens to the energy stored? U dash is equal to 1 by K into half CV square, right? Okay, that is 1 by K into half CV square is initial energy. That means energy stored becomes, decreases na? Right, energy stored decreases. How many times it will becomes? It will becomes 1 by K times. And the next, the fifth point is what happens to the electric field between the plates. New electric field in between the plates. What is the formula for the new electric field? New potential by new separation. Now before introducing the dielectric slab, the separation is D, electric field is E, potential difference is V, E is equal to V by D formula. After introducing the dielectric slab, the potential difference between the two plates is V dash and electric field is E dash. Electric field is E dash. The separation is again D only. We are introducing the dielectric slab. We not change the separation. New electric field equal new potential by new separation. But V dash is equal to V by K. That is, we know we derived it here. Potential become 1 by K times V by KD. And this we write as 1 by K into V by D. But what is V by D? V by D is old electric field, right? Old potential by old separation. That means now 1 by K into E. Okay, that means E dash equal to 1 by K E. That means E dash equal to E by K. Means it is also decreases. Right? Decreases. How many times it will becomes? An electric field decreases. It becomes 1 by K times. Right? Here we are removing the battery. That's why energy decreases and electric field decreases and potential also decreases. Right? Automatically electric field depends upon the potential. That's why when potential decreases, electric field decreases. And here when we introduce the dielectric slab without disconnecting the battery, okay, battery will continue remains connected. At that moment the energy stored, the charge increases, capacitance increases and energy stored increases, then but electric field remains constant. Okay, these are the factors how dielectric changes the various factors. Okay, and now let us go for one interesting problem, that is how to simplify a network problem. Okay, let us continue and let us try to solve this problem based on the series and parallel combination of capacitors. Look at here, this was very interesting problem. And how to find out the effective capacitance between the series and parallel combination. In series combination, the formula is 1 by Cs is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. If n capacitors are connected in series, this is the formula. If these are all identical, the Cs formula, effective capacitance formula is C by n. Here this is n different capacitors are connected in series, then effective capacitance Cs formula, and n identical capacitors connected in series, then the formula that one. Okay, and now if they are connected in the parallel, the effective capacitance formula is C1 plus C2 and so on Cn, and Cp is equal to, we have Nc, right? And now let us see how to find the effective capacitance between the A and B. This is our question. In between the A and B, we have to find out the effective capacitance, and for this we have to use the successive simplification method. Successive simplification method, right? How to use this method? Okay, first we have to take this part. Directly we cannot find. This part we have to take. Only outer part. How it will be there, right? This is the 9 microfarad. And this is the 6 microfarad. And this is the what? Again 9 microfarad. We want to find out the effective capacitance between these 2 points, right? Let us consider this part is a split up. We can separate this part. Here this is the part, and that part effective capacitance we can find out. Okay, this part effective capacitance we can find out. In this 9, 6, 9, these 3 are in series combination. How to find out the effective capacitance in series combination? We know already. Okay, then simply one thing is that a small change in the problem. Look at here the question, and there are 3, 9, 9, 9. This is not 6 microfarad, it is in question, it is they gave us 9 microfarad. By mistake I wrote the 6 in the question. And now we have to find out the effective capacitance. First we have to come this from this end, and we have to take this part, and these 3 how they are, whether they are in series or parallel. You must remember to find out the series or parallel. If you go for the series, okay, charge constant, same charge flows, or the same current flows. Okay, current constant in series combination. But in parallel combination, what it will constant? Yes, charge divides, or the current divides. It is different. Based on this, we have to tell whether it is series or parallel. Look at here, this part we are taking, this part, this one and this one and this one, whether they are in series or parallel, we want to know. Okay, we split up this one, this part, and this is A and this is B. Look at here, when we give the some charge at here, this n electrons, for example 2 electrons starts at here, that 2 electrons passes like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. That means no splitting of the charge, no splitting of current. Okay, for example, if various parts are there like this, if for example if 2 electrons are going like this, Q charge is going like this, after going to this, there are 2 ways are there, means now this is charge is splitting, but here this is only one way. One way means no splitting of charge, no splitting of current. Okay, right, that means the same charge will be stored on each capacitor. And now that means here how these three are in series, right? These 3 are in series. We will take this part here, okay, this part X and Y, for example. We will split up the X and Y, okay, and now this is 9 microfarad, and the next this is 9 microfarad, and the next this is 9 microfarad, right? And now between X and Y, what is the effective capacitance? Effective capacitance between X and Y. Okay, these are all in which combination? All are identical capacitors, right? C. 9, 9, 9, 9 microfarad. Then effective capacitance in series combination. Charge does not divide, so only one way is there, right? That is series combination. Effective capacitance formula in series combination is C by N, right? In series combination, C by N. C is what it here? 9 microfarad. And how many capacitors are there? 3 are there. Then what you are getting the effective capacitance? 3 microfarad. Okay, this after simplifying this one, and then this part effective capacitance we have to add it here. Okay, these three capacitors will act as single capacitor. That capacitance we find out, that we have to add it here, and we have to redraw this diagram in the again. Then what you will get? Okay, and now let us see here, this is A and this is B, and now this is 9 microfarad, and now this is 6 microfarad, 6 microfarad, and this is again 9 microfarad, 9 microfarad, this is 6 microfarad, and this part is combinedly act as one capacitor whose capacitance we find out, right? Okay, between x and y we have to write the effective capacitance. Effective capacitance is what? That is Cxy. What is its value? 3 microfarad, right? 3 microfarad. Okay, that we have to add. These three combinedly act as one capacitor between x and y. Its capacitance is 3 microfarad. Between x and y, that we have to add. Okay, now after this, these three combinedly act as one capacitor whose capacitance is 3. Then after that we can take this part again. This part we have to take. Okay, again we have to simplify. Okay, again we have to simplify. For example, this we will take as PQ. How to find out the effective capacitance between P and Q? These two are in parallel combination. How? This part we can take separately. That part we have to take this separately, and we have to find out. Then for that, let us see. It was very simple problem. Actually I am explaining clearly, that's why I am drawing these all things, but without drawing anything directly you can find out after solving. And now let us see after complete explanation. Now let us see what I am taking it here. This part separately I am taking P and Q. This is P and this is Q. Between P and Q there is 6 microfarad, and the next one is what? 3 microfarad. Okay, how these three are now effective capacitance between this P and Q, how they are in parallel. How we know it is parallel? Okay, this part I am taking, with this part. Okay, this part I am taking. Now when we will give the charge at here, for example some charge is coming like this. After coming to this point, some charge passes to this side, some charge passes this side. Means charge divides. Look at here, this is coming Q, this side Q1 and this side Q2. Charge divides means that is parallel combination. Remember that. Okay, then in parallel combination formula is what? In parallel combination just we have to add them, right? That is C1 plus C2, 6 plus 3. What you are getting it here? 9 microfarad. Here these effective capacitance between P and Q we got. This part will act as one capacitor whose capacitance is right between P and Q. Effective capacitance, this is P and this is Q. Between P and Q, its effective capacitance CPQ is 9 microfarad, right? Now here this part we have to add it here. This part effective capacitance we find out. Now we have to add it here. Then draw the diagram again. Now this is A and this is 9 microfarad and this is 6 microfarad and this is again 9 microfarad. This is 9 microfarad. This is again between P and Q. Up to here there is same, and between P and Q effective capacitance we have to write. Right, this is P, this is Q. What is CPQ at here? CPQ is we got 9 microfarad. Now again we have to take the next part. We have to take this part. Okay, now these three are in which combination? These three are in again series combination, same as this one, right? Then effective capacitance what you will get? Okay, then for example this is R and this is S. Then effective capacitance between R and S, what you will get? We have to do their series combination, C by N. 9 by 3, again 3 microfarad we will get. Then we have to read out this diagram. This is A and this is B. This is 9 microfarad and this is 6 microfarad, and the next this is in question. Here also 9 microfarad is there, right? Here also we have to draw the 9 microfarad. In question it is there, right? Here also we have to draw the 9 microfarad because in question they gave. And this is the 9 microfarad, and the next between R and S, what is the effective capacitance? Between R and S, yes, we find out it is 3 microfarad. Now this point is we can take as T and U. Now what is the effective capacitance between T and U, right? CTU. We have to add these two because these two are in parallel combination, C1 plus C2. Yes, 6 plus 3. What you will get? 9 microfarad. Again redraw this diagram. Okay, between T and U we will take this part, and these two are in parallel combination, same as this one. Then what you will get? Again redraw the diagram. A and B, effective capacitance between A and B. This is 9 microfarad, and this is between T and U. This here also 9 microfarad is there, and between T and U what we have? Between T and U we have effective capacitance is 9 microfarad, right? 9 microfarad. Okay, right? Here we got the effective capacitance CTU as 9 microfarad. Now finally we want the effective capacitance between A and B. How these three are? Okay, look at here. When we will give the charge, it will not divides. It will not divides. The charge is constant. Only one way. Charge constant means that is series combination. In series combination, what is the formula? There are three capacitors, identical capacitors are connected in series. If n identical capacitors are connected in the series, then the formula is, if n identical capacitors each of capacitance C are connected in series, then effective capacitance is C by n. Then here also C by n. C is 9 by n is 3. Answer is 3 microfarad. Okay, this is our solution. It was very simple. First this 9, 9, 9. This is one way, right? This part we have to take. These three are in series. Effective capacitance is what in series? C by n. 3 we got. Here 3 we got. This 3, this 6 are in parallel. Their effective capacitance is, we have to add 9. Here we will get 9. This 9, 9, 9. Again they are in series. Their effective capacitance is 3 microfarad. Here we will get that 3 and 6. Again they are in parallel. Their effective capacitance is 9 microfarad. Here 9 we will get. This 9, 9, 9. That combination is series. Then effective capacitance is C by n. 9 by 3. That is 3 microfarad. Right? And now this is our solution. And let us see. This is our solution. One homework I will give for you. Okay, the homework is that I will give find the effective capacitance between A and B. Effective capacitance between A and B. There is one diagram is there. This is 6 microfarad. And this is 6 microfarad. This is 3 microfarad. This is 2 microfarad. This is also 6 microfarad. 6, 6, 6, this is 2 microfarad, this is 2 microfarad, this point is A and this point is B. Okay, this is my question. What is our question? It was very simple homework question, right? You can do the solution. Effective capacitance between A and B. This is A, this is B. Between A and B, effective capacitance we have to find out. And the capacitors are connected like this. This is 6, 6, 6, 3, 2. Okay. And like this they are connected, 6 microfarad, 6 microfarad, 6 microfarad, 3 microfarad, 2 microfarad. They are connected like this. Then we have to find out the effective capacitance between A and B. And check yourself. Just you have to use the successive simplification. You have to from one end like this, from this end you can find out. Okay, between these 2 points we can find out the effective capacitance first. Okay, and then what you will get. And next this effective capacitance and this, how it will be there. And then their effective capacitance you will get, and their effective capacitance and this one, how they are. And next total one capacitor we will get, and that capacitor and this capacitor, how it will be there. And based on that you can solve it and try to solve it. And if you will not get, you can comment, and then I will explain that solution in next lecture. Okay, and you try, and if you will get the answer whatever it may be, and that you can comment. Okay, you can give the answer in comment. Okay, all the members, how are you? I am requesting all you to watch all the lectures. Thank you for watching my lectures. Subscribe my channel, share to your friends, comment and like. Okay, if you like my lectures, must press the like and must press the subscribe button. Thank you for watching my lectures.